Alright, I got things to share. Some of it you'll hear on any tip video, and some other shit you won't find on the generic ones. Some of it can help as a guide for those wanting to create themselves, and the other some of it is just to talk about my personal experiences. It's not typical, but let's start with the basics. For the love of everything that exists, look into the lens. No matter if you're recording on a phone or a camera and there's a screen that's allowing you to look at yourself, stop. This is the most basic tip for creators, but I've seen videos come up on my feed for people that have like less than 100 subscribers and they're never looking at you. Make the eye contact with your audience. This is my 100-second video. 87 of them have been recorded on this iPhone 12 Pro Max. 88 and onward have been on the 16 Pro Max. Remember the whole ordeal I just made about looking at your screen? If you're recording on your phone, dude, just don't use the front camera. The back one is immensely better. Like, why would you use something that's inferior when you have the ability to just go like flip it and you have something more superior? I'm sorry, this triggers me. And you can just tell someone's using the front camera because it just does not look good, and I just feel more inclined to look at myself. Versus the back camera, which I hope there is some sort of difference you can see. And for the love of all that is holy, just record in 4K. YouTube compresses video quality, so if you're watching in 1080p, just hit the settings and put on 4K right now. Yes, the file size will be bigger, but it's worth the hit for a better picture. 4K resolution is the best competition we can give to people that record with cameras and their beautiful sensors. Once you're properly shooting yourself without looking at your screen, you need to sound good. Letting you hear what it sounds like without the microphone, but I used to record without one for the first 20 to 25% of my first videos, and then eventually I started using headphones plugged into my iPhone 7 to record voice memos. I would feed the wire through my shirt, and you know how the little mic is on the volume button? I would put the controller like right here. Eventually I bought this DJI mic, which I use now, and just like that, I snapped it back to the mic's audio. How much better is that? For how I record myself, and if you choose to do talking head videos, you're better off getting a shotgun mic, which is that sniper barrel. It stays out of frame, doesn't brush up against your clothing, and does a nice job of picking up your voice. I did spend about $300 on this setup, so I'll keep using it. Plus it makes me feel like an actor with a mic pack. This will be my second video ever using this microphone, so this is a very late discovery. I used to only make talking head videos, but after a certain point, I started incorporating trailers and voiceovers into my videos to make them more interactive, more entertaining, instead of just my face for like 10 minutes. That sucks, man. I don't know how I was doing that. I watch high top films and film speak here and there, and it always bothered me that they sounded better. Like, I thought my DJI mic would make me sound professional. I thought I'd be able to use it multi-purposefully. And while it's a big improvement, the reason why I never sounded like other voiceovers was the type of microphone. The DJI mic picks up sound in an omnidirectional pattern, which is all around. This Yeti Nano is a cardioid, picking up sound only from the front. There's something about tightening sound to just the front that makes you sound professional. That's why I said a shotgun mic would be better for the talking head videos as opposed to a DJI, for example, one that you wear on your person. After implementing voiceovers for 2 years on and off, I'm just now having this light bulb moment. I'm still improving. Lighting still pisses me off, and I just adjusted this light before recording, and sometimes I feel like I need 2 people to help me out. Thank God I have this phone to switch POVs. So from the opposite perspective, I've got a right light and a left light. So this is how I look now. This is without the right light, without the left, and I'll show you what I look like if I just use this one in the middle on the tripod. This is it with the brightness maxed out too, while each other light was at the lowest light possible. I also have these 2 lights, but I wouldn't call them essential. They're just a bonus. And the reason I said I need 2 more people to help me out, because ideally you would have a subject in the chair, one person affecting and moving the lights, while me, the third person, is watching the screen, seeing how it all plays out and how it looks. This is another thing that slightly pisses me off besides slight lighting issues, and I never really cared enough to color grade my videos that hard, but you should definitely try to experiment with how your video looks visually. I don't have any professional tips, but I use LUTs or filters. I used to use this one for like 95% of my uploads. Up until recently, I now use this one that you've been watching all along. And now, I'll just take off the LUT, but I like it, the one that I use, but till this day, I find myself still editing the look and adjusting highlights and contrast, and I feel like I'm never satisfied because my video looks different on my monitor, my phone, and on a TV. A definitive look is never
achieved.
So to wrap up this section, 1, stop looking at your screen. Just look at the freaking lens. If you're recording on your phone, just capture in 4K. Never think you need a $2,000 camera to do this. 2, mic yourself up. Even if it looks disgusting and bootleg with headphone wires sticking out, it is an improvement beyond the freaking phone microphone or a camera. 3, get some lighting. There are tons of tutorials on YouTube that will help you with your lighting, okay? Just freaking shine yourself if you're showing yourself. And 4, try tweaking your visual during editing. You might come across a look or a color or a pattern or some sort of filter that suits your production that you might enjoy rather than the base look.
We're gonna get a little bit more serious now.
This part can really make or break the pacing of your video, and I don't know what it is about myself personally, but I view the video differently watching it back on my phone on YouTube than when I'm editing it piece by piece on my computer. Upload the video as unlisted and watch it back on your phone and take notes, or straight up watch it in front of your computer and edit as you notice the changes you want to make. I like being meticulous in my creation. I'll put up on screen notes I had from my top video, which funny enough was a finished product. I thought it was completed because I had done multiple drafts already. Nope, watched it back and I came up with all this. So
sometimes even your final draft isn't the one that makes the cut.
most of the edits on screen are just lowering background music, but for me, they range from correcting the captions, adding a text or a picture on the screen for context, or even cutting pieces out where I'm just rambling. Even when I had version 2.0 final draft, I watched it back and I made another note, and you can see freaking contrast is the very top one. This is beyond time consuming, and the longer your video, the longer you have to bear through rewatching the same thing. But if you're dedicated, your upload will be that much better. Delete the word motivation, replace it with discipline. Even dedication works. I'm a bit hardcore when it comes to creating, where I've turned down fun just to edit. If you're on the road to monetization as I am, you're not gonna get there frolicking through the fields. There are exceptions to the rule, like I've seen channels with 2 or 3 videos blow up just because the creator is beautiful, but their quality is pure shit. For the common struggler, be dedicated. If you need motivation to do something, do you really want to be doing it? Would you rather this be something that's a part of your life rather than something you make the time for? Like, try calling your craft work if you need to. I can't blank, I'm working right now. Again, I don't know the caliber of what someone watching this is trying to create. If they want to create, you could just be watching this just cause. But success is in the future of someone that cares that much. I don't need motivation to create, I just do, which can be a detriment in itself. You'll relay this part of what I'm saying right now as you continue watching. Like, I forced myself to record this. I did not want to be in front of the camera. And luckily, I'm done here. Everything else is elsewhere. This ties into the concept of niching down. When people ask me what's my channel about, I say I mainly talk about movies, but it's really anything that interests me, whether it's music, games, or people. I touch upon it all.
Yellow, we rocking with yellow.
I'm not here to be a specific topic of conversation, but rather a personality. It hasn't been the most successful strategy, but I love the direction I've taken, and it gives me an infinite number of ideas that I can pursue. I love movies, and I'm curious about people and finding out more about them. I like compiling information and research and sharing my findings and curiosity. I can do this all day. Will you be able to make endless content surrounding your niche? There have been maybe 2 times where I never knew what to create, but I've hit a point where I need to stop over creating and dial in on maximum effort. Again, more in section 3. This is a big pillar of my content creating ideologies. Show some of your humanity. You don't have to be exaggerative and put on a show for the camera, but show the audience that you're not hollow inside. You're a presenter in a way, and if you're speaking as if there's a gun to your head and you just found out your entire family's been thrown into a meat grinder, it just wouldn't be as entertaining as if you did show some personality. Be your authentic self. Personally, the person I show on camera is my behavior and how I am when I'm in a good/comfortable mood. It's not fabricated, not how I always am, but you get to see my personality. For the basics portion, I was more clean looking and animated. For this one, I'm more laid back and serious. And to wrap up this section, 1. Watch your videos back. There's a good chance you notice something outside of the editing phase. 2. Replace motivation with discipline. Motivation will help you create one thing, but discipline will create a lifeline. 3. Be passionate of your content. Ideation will likely run smooth if it's based on what you already partake in. 4. Don't put yourself in front of the camera if you're going to be dead inside. I have done it before, and even if no one notices, I know I wasn't giving my 100%, and you'd notice yourself too. This section will not feature tips, but personal anecdotes. One of my latest uploads about Top became my most commented, liked, and subscribed video in less than a week from posting. And as you can imagine, that attracts a sort of audience, you know, K-pop and Big Bang fans of Top, and I just don't necessarily make videos on that, and I have the biggest tinfoil conspiracy that it's affected my reach. My average view count post Top has dropped. Here's the progress of my last 10 videos excluding my last upload, where the blue box is pre-viral and the red box is post-viral. Okay, viral, pre, post, post, post. So in these billions of tabs, I have 5 videos pre-viral and 5 post-viral. Let's dig into them. Gladiator, 2.4% click rate. Golden Globes, 2.8%. nosferatu, 5.9%. That's freaking amazing for me. Conclave, 2.6%. Megalopolis got 2.2. Now let's go post-viral. 2.1, 2.3, 2.6, 1.3, 1.1. So my average click-through rate pre-viral is 3.18%. And my average click-through rate post-viral is 1.88%. Jesus Christ. Yes, the nosferatu 5.9% is inflating it, but regardless, I would never had a video hit 1% click-through rate pre-viral, especially twice in a row. God damn. And the last test I want to compare here is the number of impressions that I'm receiving pre and post. Okay, so pre-viral, I got 21,580 on average impressions per upload. Let's do post now. And post-viral, I'm only getting 18,860, which doesn't sound that bad of a drop, but one video got 8,000 and the other one got 4,200, whereas in the first batch of pre-viral, there were no 4-digit impression videos. And I guess one more interesting to note is my best performing video in each category. Pre is nosferatu, 27,000 impressions and 2,000 views. Whereas, let's split this. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Into the Fire got 20,000 more impressions and 1,400 less views. Click rates 1.1 versus 5.9%. The curious case about 71 Into the Fire is that this is a video. It's not my best one, okay? It's not my favorite, but it's a video featuring Top. And he's the one that made me viral, but it didn't perform as it should have. And now I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this reach that's been affected by virality, and the virality doesn't matter because that success isn't pouring into my future work. I garnered over 150 subscribers from that video, and while at the time I was so grateful and it was so fun just looking at the numbers rise, oh my gosh. But the long-term impact isn't so great. I do get more initial views, I'll give it that, but there used to be a mystery when uploading that's just gone now. when I click upload, I already know this shit's gonna fail. And it's not as fun. I do think things will re-optimize eventually, and the less I overcreate and put in more effort into a singular output, I'll be good. In my experience, the more time consuming a video takes to release because of the effort and resources needed to bring it to life, generally results in more success. There are videos where you know it's gonna be a slam dunk, and I feel like 75% of the time I'm correct on my hunches, but they never come from videos that were made in 2 days. I'd say more than half of my videos are like that, which is why I'm like, damn, I made 100 videos, but the bulk of them are simple, low effort turnarounds. I haven't produced a pure 100 bangers. I've spent a lot of my YouTube time creating for the library or chasing a hot release. Hot release is self-explanatory, you know, a movie that just came out, I'll talk about it. As for creating for the library, that means, okay, if this video doesn't do well, then it'll be added to the collection of my channel that a future subscriber can binge. Hitting the 100 turning point and putting off ideas I've had for months, it has flicked a switch in my brain that I need to start creating content that receives attention. I'll still do the fun ones as I feel the need to, but I need to stop making videos that I feel are just alright. I consciously know that most of my recent work is just okay, yet I keep doing it. Whatever your threshold is, 10, 20, 30 videos, take a step back and reflect on your work. Take a minute to assess on whether you've been letting yourself down. I have a decent amount of subscribers for a small channel. I have the attention of the algorithm. You see, I get 15,000 to 25,000 on average impressions. My stuff gets pushed out there, and I have enough videos where people can binge it already. Enough is enough. This is my favorite piece of advice I could give anyone. I even wanted to make it #1, but I decided to finish with it. No one is going to watch you, not your friends, not your family. At least that's what you need to assume. I have been asked by people, how's your channel doing? And my personal freaking favorite, have you seen this movie? What did you think about this movie? When I literally have a video on it. I know a handful of people that actually watch most of my uploads, but no one is going to consistently support you. Maybe that's an extremely cynical mindset, but I think it's the best one to adopt to avoid disappointment by those around you. Most of your subscribers aren't going to watch you neither. Even with the bump of 150 plus, my views have stayed the same. In fact, I'm always surprised and appreciative when someone takes the time to mention they watched something of mine. It's actually a really great feeling. In the pursuit of creativity, I do say this needs to take up a portion of your life. I talked about dedication, but if you're not well, if you are unhappy, it will reflect and affect. You will not put your best foot forward if you are down. Either fake it well enough that you can produce a masterpiece, or step back. I had a 2-day break between writing this video as it came shortly after my last upload, and it felt as though everything was crashing down. My self-esteem was shot as I had accepted the realization that my latest work were videos I didn't give my all. I felt like a loser in those 2 days, full of anxiety, and I just couldn't write anymore. I felt like a fraud. Other parts of my life felt just as doomed in those 2 days, which is why I now feel the need to emphasize and leave this as my last message here. You need to be in a proper mental space. Be dedicated to your craft, but take a step back if you're crumbling. It will be there waiting for you when you're ready. I'm horrible at this part, but you need adequate sleep. I can't stress enough how important you need the literal rest to give life your all. I can push through my tiredness, and I can perform daily tasks and be a human with a lack of sleep, but for this, the writing, recording, and editing, the output for craft exceeds what poor sleep inputs. This past week, I slept earlier than I ever do for 3 days in a row, woke up godly with infinite confidence and the clearest direction to guide myself forward. Day 4, slept my usual lateness and woke up like the sloppy ass slug full of shit, producing videos that are just alright. Take care of yourself, love what you like, and protect your energy.